Hi, my name is Keona Drakeford, and I work for JP Morgan Chase as a VP Quant Analytics Manager, and I'm from the class of 2016. Like I said, I'm from the class of 2016, so I've been here at Chase actually for the 5 years and joined right out of school. And I joined a team where what we did was really pull the audiences for our marketing campaigns. So really was coding probably like 75% of my day, spending the rest of the time really just talking to partners. And I stayed there for about 7 months, then moved over to one of our post-campaign analysis teams where I was reading those same marketing campaigns, but after they went out the door and we kind of saw how they were doing. Stayed there for about a year and a half, and then was fortunate enough to come back and manage the team that I started out on. And so I managed the team for about 2 years, and then was really trying to figure out where my passion was, and was fortunate enough to be able to stay here at Chase and do something that I'm passionate about. And that's when I moved into what I'm currently doing, which is helping to close the racial equity gap, the racial disparity gap for the Black and Latinx community. So the most challenging was being a mom and being in the program because it is very demanding. So it took a lot of time to just focus in on classes, learn new content, and really dive in so that when I walked away from the program, I had gotten the most from it. So it may not be a challenge that everyone faces, but it's something that I face. And there are multiple things I love about the program. One is the staff is by far one of the best things I've ever experienced in any of my educational journeys. Like they know their stuff, but also make it so relatable. They're so accessible. We have a good time in class, and you walk away feeling like, wow, I didn't even feel like I sat in class for an hour. So I think that's one of the best things. And then also the friendships and the relationships I've made from the program, like you really become a family. You are in the trenches together for 10 months. And so when you walk away, you are bonded for life. And I've walked away with some great friendships, especially people that have come to work with me at Chase here with me. I don't really think I had any gaps. My first job was very SaaS heavy. So I was very fortunate to be able to learn SaaS, use it a lot, and apply it a lot in the program because I still to this day use it every day, even as a manager. So that's one of the things that I'm happy that I got to experience. As far as gaps, I think it's just some things you're going to learn on the job. It's not everything that can be taught in the classroom. And so if you are comfortable knowing, like, I'm not going to walk in knowing everything because I need to learn this business, you'll be fine. But as far as the program, I didn't have any gaps. I started school with being a math and a math education major, and I knew I did not want to teach after one education class. And I took a stats class, loved it. Didn't know what I would ever do with the degree. So I said, I'm going to go and get this bachelor's in something that I like. And then in the midst of doing that, I learned about the analytics program and really how analytics can be applied. And so that kind of moved me over into the analytics space. And so in my career, what I'm doing is very much using a lot of the stuff I learned in marketing, because that's the space that I'm in, or customer segmentation, not necessarily modeling, but using the coding and really trying to understand our customers through really good descriptive data and things like that. So I am very much using things, just not everything. Like I don't model, but I do a lot of analytics. What I do currently is we have a racial equity commitment here at Chase where we're going to use $30 billion to try to close the racial disparity gap for finance for the Black and Latinx community. So what I'm currently doing is helping the business figure out how do we best use that money to be most impactful. So we can't help everybody, unfortunately. That's just not the way that we're going to be able to use the money. But we can target certain areas or do certain things that can hopefully help broad population. So what I'm doing is pulling the data, trying to figure out where do we use the money, where are these populations, how can we help them so that we can close this racial gap. I'm probably hands on keyboard about 30% of the day, but the rest of the time is really with my stakeholders, talking about what we can look at and what data we have to help really drive this initiative. So I'm on calls a lot, and I'm on calls with a bunch of different types of stakeholders because there's so many pieces to how you close the racial gap, from language to accessibility. And so I'm on calls all day, really talking to people about let's make sure we get this right. a goal of mine because I wanted to go into a mature analytics program. I think for me, I still wanted to learn, and I wasn't confident I could do that at a small company or at a startup. So I chose to go only into or only really look into mature analytics program. And it has helped because there are some smart people here. And I have learned a lot. Like I never thought I would use optimization. I did like an ops model recently, and I'm just like, wow, like there are some smart people here. So I'm glad I chose to make that decision. Inquisitive, dependable, and I would say, and this is not a single word, but good communication. Because it's great to know the data and to know the information, but if you can't explain it, it means nothing. A PC. I don't deal with that fruit at all. Go monitor.
Which
I
one?
like the option. I used to have a standing with a high seat, and so I could stand sometimes and sit sometimes. So I'll probably say I'm in the middle. Ooh, Stack Overflow. Absolutely. Customer data. I want to see like every part of the world.